Good evening, everybody. Today is Tiger Talks Tuesday, and we're so excited to talk a little bit about your destination of excellence, an opportunity to explore Morehouse summer programs this evening. This evening is myself, Des Podia, Executive Director of Admissions, along with Dr. Melvin Foster, my good friend, Associate Professor, and the Associate Provost for Student Success. We're here to talk about some fabulous opportunities for students and parents to take advantage of. And we know that you guys are beginning the process. And we know that you guys are beginning the process of being able to really look at summer opportunities for your sons and your daughters. And you may be looking at a variety of different places all across the country. We want to make sure that you're aware of all the great programs that Morehouse College has to offer. And this evening is going to be devoted to talking about all those wonderful opportunities, not only to tell you what they're about, but more importantly, to tell you how you can get involved, how you can apply, and who to contact on our campus to learn more about these opportunities. So let's begin. Let's talk a little bit about Morehouse College. Morehouse College is the nation's only historically Black private liberal arts college for men in the country. Over 150 years, we have prepared young men to change the world through leadership and service driven by innovation, technology, global cultural dexterity, and a liberal arts foundation of knowledge and pillars of the community. Morehouse is a community with a mission to develop men with disciplined minds who will lead lives of leadership and service. And it begins with opportunities just like these that give you and your young people an opportunity to engage, to interact, and be taught by some of the best professors and professionals in the world at Morehouse College. So we're going to talk about a variety of different programs. We're going to start with our Rise Up program, our pre-experienced computer science program, our Powerhouse short film immersive program, our dual degree program, Morehouse academic accelerator program, the Thomas Blocker pre-summer science program, Code House Inc. We're going to talk about the Morehouse College House of Funk Camp. That's right, I said House of Funk, everybody. The Smash Morehouse program, and last but not least, the early college program in art history and curatorial studies. So let's begin. Dr. Foster, can you talk a little bit about the Rise Up program and what it entails?
Sure, it'd be my pleasure. So the Rise Up program, this is the first time it's happening. So this is the inaugural year. It is hosted by the Morehouse College Center for Broadening Participation in Computing. That's a center that is led by our distinguished professor, Dr. Kenneth Gaucher. He's one of our endowed professors. And so this is done in partnership with DeKalb County, with a focus on DeKalb County male youth in an immersive experience centered on leadership through entrepreneurship. This is done by taking the students through several different modules, namely with a focus on computing. And so this is a drive to increase the labor force in the computing industry. One of the things about the program runs every Saturday from June 15th until July 27th. It culminates in a thrilling robotic competition, and that's held at Technology Tower. The curriculum ensures personalized attention with students grouped by age and supervised by dedicated staff and mentors. Dr. Gaucher will be overseeing all of the activities for those students. This is what we call a day program at Morehouse. And so the criteria is to be a middle school aged DeKalb County male. What you should know is that DeKalb County is the one who is selecting the males. So if you live in DeKalb County and you have a young man who would like to be part of this program, please reach out to Dr. Renee Jordan at Morehouse College. That's renee.jordan, as you can see on the screen. at Morehouse College, morehouse.edu, and she'll be able to provide you with more information about how to ensure that your son is able to participate.
So, Dr.
There's no
Foster,
fee associated with this program.
so Dr. Foster, there's a bullet point on this slide that says no fee. Is that accurate, Dr.? Because I know with these summer programs these days, there's a lot of fees associated with participating in things, but that says no fee. So what does that exactly mean, Dr. Foster?
It means no fee.
Oh,
It means that the costs are being covered by an outside funder.
wow.
Yeah.
So you're
so
saying
this is common, and we'll see that as we go through this program. This is common. There are some that are differently structured, and there's a reason for that. So as we go through this, we'll see the ones that have no fee, and then we'll see those that do have fees attached.
So you're saying African American males from DeKalb County interested in robotics. You're talking about high school students and middle school students, and there is no fee to participate. All they have to do is get in touch with Dr. Renee Jordan, and they might have an opportunity to get into this program.
That's exactly right.
But it's up to them if they get in touch with Dr. Renee Jordan.
That's right.
It's not on us, Dr. Foster. It's if they get in touch with Ms. Renee Jordan, they have an opportunity to participate in this free program at Morehouse College for their young men.
You know how it goes. It's who you know, right?
Wow.
The squeaky wheel gets the grease. So if you don't say anything, you won't get anything.
Well, I hope folks start saying things. I hope so, Dr. Foster, because free is something that we all want to take advantage of, especially if it's helping our young men.
That's right.
So the next one is our pre-freshman experience and computing program, the PFX plus C program. Now that is a great title for this program. I almost got it jumbled up there. So let's talk a little bit about this program. This is a pre-freshman program that allows us to really deal with the disparity in computer science among students of color, particularly Black males. Mm-hmm. And this program it offers a virtual boot camp covering all the foundational topics, loops, syntax, general programming. This is something for people that want to be future leaders in engineering. And there's a stipend and a certificate that comes from students completing the program. So if folks don't understand what a stipend means, that means that's money they're giving to you, that money they're taking from you, but money they're giving to you. And then on top of that, they're giving you a certificate, but then they're not done there. It says here that the students have the opportunity to earn an academic credit. So let's talk about the three things you get. You're getting great skills. You're around other students of color, Black males that want to do this as well. And then they're giving you a stipend. They're giving you a certificate, and there's a possibility for you to get academic credit for the work that you're doing over the summer. I guess what I'm trying to say is, how could you not want to do a program like this? You're getting paid to do what you love. You're getting paid to learn more stuff. And then on top of that, they're giving you a certificate of completion. And you could even get college credit from none other than Morehouse College. And this program, if you see the bullet point there, it's virtual. So let's talk about how you can get engaged in this program.
Well, wait, you left out one other important detail.
Oh, please, please.
So that last statement there, secure internships.
Oh, wow. How did I miss that?
That adds to your list.
Oh, wow. So you get a stipend, you get a certificate, you could get academic credit, and then on top of that, there's a possible internship that's secure for you to actually get job skills and be able to update and broaden your personal professional resume. Morehouse is not playing around with this PFX computing program. We thought about all of it. We thought about career growth, opportunities to get skills, paying you a stipend, and then a certificate of recognition. And all of this is virtual. So let's talk a little bit about how you can learn how to get involved in this particular program. What are the next steps? So first of all, this program is for newly admitted students. So I think this is phenomenal. If we have students that are on this call and families that are on this call, you have a son that's interested in computer science, we have a ready-made program that gives you internships, a stipend, and you don't even have to leave the seat of your own home. It's actually virtual. And you can do this program before you start as a first-time freshman. I don't know about you, but if I'm a first-time freshman, I've been admitted to Morehouse and I'm thinking about computing, I'm signing up for this immediately. I'm blowing Miss Shanika Gordon up and I'm letting them know, sign me up. Because again, what's that magical bullet point there? It says no fee. So you're not paying for this. The only thing you're giving of yourself is your time to get a certificate, to get a stipend, to possibly get an internship, and to be able to get academic credit before you even start as a traditional freshman at Morehouse College. I would hope that any first-time freshman, even with an inkling of wanting to do computer science or interest in computer science, should jump at the opportunity to take advantage of this program. What a phenomenal opportunity for
that was also a first-time program for us as well. These first two programs we just mentioned are both from the Center for Broadening Participation in Computing, and that's run by Dr. Kenneth Gaucher again.
Wow, phenomenal.
Yeah. So the Powerhouse Short Film and Career Immersive Program is also a first time for us. This is run by Morehouse grad Jashad Belshea. He is the creator of the HBCU Power Foundation. And so Powerhouse is an immersive summer program at Morehouse. It focuses on positive youth empowerment and development through opportunities for our high school age youth to engage in intentional learning experiences. National leaders in the fields of film, television, financial literacy, finance, and real estate will share their knowledge and experiences to help prepare these students for a productive future. So 30 selected young men will learn from the fundamentals of developing and shooting and short film while involved in the program. Each day they will apply their lessons into real-life applications as they work towards their capstone short film that will give their viewers a firsthand look of our program through the individual lens of each student. This is a residential program. But go to the next slide. So here is the thing about this. The requirements: you must be a resident of Grand Rapids Public Schools District in Michigan, and you must be graduating in 2025, 2026, or 2027. You must have a cumulative GPA of a 2.7 or better. Now, this is unusual for a summer program, but very consistent with college applications. The ability to write 3 essays to answer 3 questions. And some might say, well, why? Because you need to be a good communicator. And if you want to be somebody involved in film, you have to be able to communicate well. You also need 2 letters of recommendations. And then you need to make a TikTok video that best describes you. So this helps to kind of weigh things out. If you're not very good at writing, but you're really good at the visual representation, well, then this will be obvious, and it will inform the decision-making that goes into the selection process.
So this process
this is really incredible because HBCU Power is its own foundation, but is a growing network of professionals in the Black community nationwide, and I think is now beginning to expand internationally. And so a student who gets involved in this program is going to be connected to a network of mentors and the opportunity for internships in the film industry. So the end product of this is, you heard me mention the creation of a short film. Well, those films get to be viewed by a large constituency. And so that's the benefit of this. This is not just creating a film to show to your mom and dad and to grandma and grandpa. This is something to show to professionals. So it's a really incredible program.
Oh, I think the thing that really stands out to me is that they're asking for a lot, because there's only a select group of 30 young men across the country that would be able to participate in something like this. And I think they want to know your level of commitment. So that's why they're asking for a lot of these things like the GPA and the essays and the letters of recommendation, that really shows that you're really bought in and you really want to take advantage of this opportunity. And it sounds as though this is not happening till June, but there's time for you to work on this to get this in enough time to get considered for this great opportunity. I also want to reiterate that it's for those that are from Grand Rapids Public School District in Michigan. So that's very specific. And then the graduating year is really important as well. So you may be from that area, or you may know some people that may be from that area. So if it's not for you, share the wealth and let people know. If it is for you, then get on this and take advantage of this opportunity, because it may be transformative in the opportunities that you not only have for yourself, but things that you may be able to do in the future in this particular genre. So what a phenomenal opportunity here that this is.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal. So this is the AUCC DDEP Atlanta University Consortium that's focused on our dual degree engineering program. What a lot of people don't know is that Morehouse does have a dual degree program, and we have it with almost, I think, over 10 different institutions nationally. Some of the institutions we have a dual degree program are Georgia Tech and Clemson, North Carolina A&T, several different institutions all across the country. And what this program does, it allows you to get an opportunity to be on campus, to be able to get exposed to all these different programs, to give you a head start in going into this program. This program is also in consortium with our Atlanta University consortium, which means that it's affiliated with Spelman, it's affiliated with Clark Atlanta University, Morris Brown. So this is bringing all the students from all the schools within the AUC an opportunity to do a 6-week intensive program designed to give you access to the rigor that it's going to take for you to be able to not only be successful through engineering at Morehouse, but to be able to successfully transition into an engineering program at one of our affiliated institutions. But what does that mean? That means that we're trying to better prepare you to go into a program that has an affiliation with Morehouse that allow you to get not 1 degree, but 2 degrees, one from Morehouse College and one from the partner school. So there's a $25 application fee. That is the only cost of the program. It is a residential program, so you'll be on the campus, taking advantage of the opportunity, interacting with state-of-the-art material on our campus, with some of the best and brightest professors that are preparing you to be able to accelerate your process of being a dual degree program at Morehouse College and within the AUC. I think it's a phenomenal opportunity. And of course, Morehouse is leading the charge to increase the number of Black males going into engineering. So if this is something that you want to do, and Morehouse is only asking you to pay a $25 fee to basically acknowledge that you want to take advantage of a 6-week intensive program, how are you not screaming from the bit to take advantage of this? It is a program where we're trying to prepare our incoming freshmen to be ready to compete, not only at Morehouse, but to compete for opportunities in some of the best institutions of higher education that are offering engineering degrees. Let's talk about next steps. So this is a pre-college program for college students. It's going to go from June 9th to July 12th. The number of participants allowed, which means that it's a bit selective, is 24. Yeah. So what does that mean? You better not wait. You better not procrastinate, because there's only 24 spots for students to take advantage of this opportunity. And we want you to take advantage of it. And that's why we're hosting this amazing program this evening to give you a head start. So who do you need to get in contact with? You need to get in contact with Christy Nance. The email's right in front of you, christy.nance@morehouse.edu. If you email Ms. Nance, she will get you the information that you need so that you can apply and you can be one of the 24 and not be in and not looking on the outside. So I can't say this enough. What an incredible opportunity. Dr. Foster, what do you think this opportunity really gives prospective students and maybe incoming freshmen that have an interest in engineering? What do you think this program does for them?
So just to be clear, so this is only for incoming Morehouse students.
Mm-hmm.
And so what this does is this program, because math has tended to be an obstacle in the matriculation of these students, this is a successful matriculation of these students, those who choose to do the DDEP program, what it does is it introduces you to the rigor of the mathematics that you might encounter if you choose to do the DDEP program, along with some of the other hard science courses that you'll need to take. I think that this is a wonderful opportunity. There are no credit hours associated with the program. So it's not about whether you fail or succeed. What's important is that you get the proper exposure to the courses and the level of expectation that we're going to demand of you. And that really is the best benefit of this program. For those students who undertake the program and feel like they're successful at it, well, then it's an easy transition into the DDEP program. For those who enter the program and realize they might have some shortcomings, either in mathematics or in some other area, where we have some other opportunities for you to get better prepared and get on track. But it's important first that you do the program. All right, we want you to compete. We want you to compete. We want you to be resilient, right? Not to encounter the program and go, well, that didn't go so well, so I'm going to change my major. But don't do that so quickly. But just because something doesn't go well the first time doesn't mean that we can't connect you with the right resources to better prepare you so you can be successful in your journey at Morehouse.
And I think that's the reason why Dr. Foster is our Associate Provost of Student Success, because he's looking at it from so many different angles. It's an opportunity for students to expand their skills. It's an opportunity for students to understand what it's going to take to do well. It's an opportunity for students to be able to see if they have some shortcomings and position themselves early to be able to attack those shortcomings and be able to get the resources that they need at Morehouse in order to be successful. Either way, if you take advantage of this opportunity, you control your race. You are the author and finisher of your story. And this program gives you the opportunity, whichever way you decide to go, to be able to get the information early and get the resources early to support your success at Morehouse College as it relates to engineering at the college. So I think it's phenomenal. And I love one point that you made, Dr. Foster, about there wasn't credit hours that you were getting or a grade that you were getting. It was more so about exposure, understanding the curriculum, and being able to feel a little bit more confident in what you're getting into so that you're hitting the ground running in order to be successful in your first year at Morehouse College. And I love the fact that you took the time to kind of explain that, which is the essence of what, if you really think about a liberal arts education, it's not about the grade per se. It's really about the thirst for knowledge and the willingness to learn and the willingness to put the grit and the hours in to be able to master something or to be able to grapple with a concept. And if you're able to do that, not only will you be successful at Morehouse, but you'll be successful in life. And so I think this program is really a great example of that.
Yeah, so this is a 3-2 program, right? If you enter the program and can deal with the curriculum as it's laid out, then you'll be with us for 3 years, and then you'll be with your host institution for 2 years. And as Des said earlier, you would receive a degree from Morehouse, a Bachelor of Science from Morehouse, and a Bachelor of Science from the other institution. 3-2. But if something goes wrong, which is what this program is meant to identify and correct before you start the process, that time is extended. We don't want you to have an extended time. We want you to be able to go through the program 3-2, because then the return on investment is much higher.
Phenomenal. Great information.
So now the Morehouse Academic Accelerator Program. This is a program which has kind of evolved over the years. It used to be called the PSEP program, the pre-summer freshman program. It evolved into the Morehouse Accelerated Academic Program. because we wanted to give students literally a step up on their first semester as a freshman at Morehouse. And so this is a dynamic 6-week academic enhancement and college readiness program that offers incoming freshmen a challenging and rewarding academic experience. It is primarily designed to strengthen the participants' quantitative analysis, writing proficiency, study habits, critical thinking, and time management capabilities. The students will gain a head start at the college by accruing numeric college credit hours. That's 6 to 10 hours over a summer. And so there's GPA credit value that is accessed through this. And it also helps to establish a firm acclimation and grounding for initiating their educational experience at Morehouse. So this is a virtual program, which means you don't come to the campus physically, but through technology, you will feel the presence of Morehouse through these courses. You will feel the rigor that we expect of you. And you will understand in a nurturing space what those expectations will be when you arrive on campus. So let's go to the next page. This is to be a part of this program. This is only for newly admitted Morehouse freshmen who have already paid the acceptance fee. So when you pay the acceptance fee and you are a newly admitted freshman, then you can apply to be a part of this program. The fee, the cost that's associated with this program is $3,500. You might say, well, why is that? Because there are credit hours associated with this. You're actually earning college level credit hours and earning quality points. So your GPA, your grade point average, will start when you undertake these courses. So that means you might be in 2 to 3 courses during the course of the summer. You pay a flat fee of $3,500. This is a tremendous discount on what it costs to earn those credit hours in compared to the regular costs at Morehouse for credit hours. We will be accepting up to 100 students in the online space. And it is run by, this program is run by Professor Ilya Davis, who is a Morehouse alum and just an incredible scholar and representative, I think, of truly what the benefit of a Morehouse degree produces. His assistant is Ms. Maisha Gunter. You can reach both of them by their emails that are listed here. And the application for the program will be going up, not this week, it'll be next week. And the deadline to apply will be May 1st. The deadline to pay will be June 1st. So again, you have to be a newly admitted Morehouse freshman. You have to have paid the acceptance fee, which is increased from, it's now $600, isn't it?
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's $600. So once you paid that acceptance fee, then you access this new fee or this reduced rate for credit hours for the summer. And you will have the courses that you'll be in will be English, math, a philosophy course, or a social science course. The math course is where the variation on credit hours will occur, because if you happen to be in calculus, calculus is a 4-credit hour course. All the others are 3-credit courses. And so that's how we come up with the 6 to 10 hours.
So
go ahead, sir.
No, so I'm saying this sounds like a phenomenal opportunity for first-time, full-time freshmen just admitted to Morehouse that are trying to get kind of a taste of what it's going to be like academically. And if they're able to take advantage of that over the summer, This positions them to get up to 6 to 10 credit hours going into their freshman year, having not even stepped physically into a classroom on the campus. And they're able to get core classes. So you're talking about an English class, a potential math class. You're talking about social science, philosophy that could maybe contribute to the general ed requirements. So this really positions the student to really kind of get rid of a few classes and knock those out, and then positions them to go after some other courses. And really, if you think about it, and tell me if I'm wrong, Dr. Foster, kind of accelerates their academic, the way they're beginning their academic career at Morehouse by taking a few of these courses over the summer. I do realize we see that cost of the $3,500, but you do save in the end because you're reducing the number of courses that you're having to take. And if you think about it, coming in with several different AP courses, or say you're coming in with dual degree credit, this adds to what you already have done. And so it may save you a semester or two, or allow you to graduate a semester or two early, depending on what you're coming in with. So for that real high ability student, very highly motivated African-American male, which tends to be the majority of students apply to Morehouse, this would be a no-brainer for those families to seriously consider. And I think what I love about it, and Dr. Foster, forgive me if I'm wrong, please stop me, but I just think it's the opportunity to kind of interact with your classmates even earlier, because the majority of folks that are going to be taking advantage of it are going to be those newly admitted students because it's geared towards them. So you're going to be able to interact with professors already. You're going to be able to interact with some of your classmates. You're going to understand the rigor of the curriculum well before you start campus. So I think it's something for students and families to seriously consider. What do you think, Dr. Foster?
So it's aptly named the accelerator, right? Academic accelerator program. And the reason why that is because the students who engage in this program graduate in 4 years at higher rates than those students who do not.
Wait, I just want to
become leaders.
I don't think I heard you. What you said, that the students that participate in this program, what did you say again? I didn't think they heard
they
that.
graduate in 4 years at higher rates than the students who do not participate in the program.
So the ones that participate in this program, our numbers have shown at Morehouse that overall they're graduating at a higher percentage rate than those that have chosen not to participate.
That is correct.
So are you trying to say that folks Dr. Foster, are you trying to say that folks are at a disadvantage if they don't take advantage of this program? Is that what you're trying to say?
I think there is reason to infer. I think so. Yes. Okay. And so the other thing that happens is the students, as you mentioned earlier, high achievers, right? So students who are involved in the program tend to be those students who go on to be leaders. They're the ones who become RAs. They're the ones who run for SGA, for student government, for those who are not familiar with what the SGA is. They're the ones who do work study. They're the ones who get involved really quickly. We also, because Professor Davis runs our freshman orientation, he expects these students to be leaders in that space as well. And so when you come into this space, right, we're not about sleeping on the job, right? We expect you to work, but we also want you to be engaged in your community. We're going to pour into you. We're going to pour into you until you fill up and spill over. And the idea is that you should spill over into someone who also needs to be filled. Most often that is your fellow classmate. That is why we talk about the strength of the Morehouse brotherhood in the way that we do. Because it's not that someone comes in and gets something for themselves and walks away from the brotherhood. No, if you get something, you share the benefit of that. And so we expect you, if you come in, if you're fortunate enough to be in this program, we expect you to turn the same favor to a fellow brother as you matriculate through Morehouse, because you're going to learn a lot. You're going to have firsthand exposure to the Blackboard learning management system, firsthand exposure to Starfish, which is our student success application. You're going to have firsthand exposure to the expectations of a college level English course. You're going to have firsthand exposure to a college level math course. And then, the philosophy and or social science course, those courses they're the lifeblood of the college because they're part of the liberal arts core. The thing that we are most happy about our general education program is that we stretch our students. And so these are just two of the kinds of courses you could expect to be exposed to of our general education core that all students have to complete. You'll have the ability to complete one, maybe two of them before you start in the fall.
And I think, Dr. Foster, one thing that you mentioned that I think is phenomenal is the fact that the students that are participating in this, they're going to get firsthand knowledge of interacting with Morehouse faculty. They're going to be able to develop relationships before they start their traditional experience. The other thing that you mentioned that I think has to be pointed out is that there's nothing like showing you than doing something.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're able to go into a course and you've had to take that midterm and then you had to take the final, you know how to study, you've experienced that, and you're going into your freshman year having already done that before many of your classmates. So I think that puts you at a competitive edge if you think about it, not only in terms of your grade point average, but also into your mental capacity of understanding what it takes to perform at this level at Morehouse. So I think it's just an incredible opportunity if parents and students feel that their schedule permits to allow a student to be able to take advantage of these courses. And again, they only have 100 spots. So it's not like it's for the entire class. We only bring in 650 first-time freshmen. So really, these are coveted spots. So we want to make sure that if this is something you think may fit, or a young man saying, I think I could do this, or a parent saying, I think this would be great for my son, you want to make sure that you either email Dr. Davis or Ilya Davis or Maisha Gunter immediately to get the information that you need. As he said, I think the application's open till when, Dr. Foster?
May 1st.
So right now we're in April. So we want to make sure that folks get to who they need to get to as soon as possible. I can see these slots filling up very quickly as we do have a record number of deposits this year for our first-time freshmen. So I could see those students biting at the bit and parents saying, I want my son to get first dibs. I want my son to be ahead of the game. I want him feeling confident going into his freshman year. So let's do this MAP accelerated program to put him in position to do so. Phenomenal program.
One last thing before we go to the next slide.
Mm-hmm.
Please note, this is not summer camp. Make sure I'm looking squarely into the camera. This is not summer camp. You will be beginning your time at Morehouse when you're in these classes. So the rigor is going to be real. But I guarantee you, you're going to have an incredible experience. An incredible experience.
It's wonderful. So this next one is the Thomas J. Blocker Pre-Freshman Summer Science Program. Let's talk a little bit about that.
So this is
go ahead, Dr. Foster.
Okay. So this is also a historic program at Morehouse, and it was designed initially and still is committed to the preparation and the creation of Black doctors. For a long time, the number of Black doctors has been low in the country. And so Morehouse has been dedicated, and still is dedicated to the development of individuals who are interested in pursuing a health profession, particularly one that leads to being a doctor of some type, a medical doctor. So this is a 6-week program. And you see rigorous in there. So these terms are not used mildly, right? It's not just meant to try and sell a program. It is being factual. Again, this is not camp. this is serious business because you get exposures to actual doctors, Morehouse alums who are in the field working, successful doctors in a variety of disciplines. So they're giving of their time to come to have you to their practices, because there are field trips to individual practices in the Atlanta metropolitan area. So you get to ask questions, you get to go into those spaces, and where it's permissible, you're actually able to see those doctors in action. So the major objectives of the program are to improve upon critical thinking, writing, reading comprehension, college mathematics. You've heard that come up again, right? Test-taking ability and problem-solving skills. This is a residential program. I think the eligibility for this is, you can go to the next slide, is that you have to be a newly admitted student. You have to have paid the acceptance fee. The length of time is from June 8th until July 19th. They're only allowing 20 students. So hear those numbers. They're only allowing 20. There are 20 slots only. There is no fee for this. Now, you did also hear me say, I didn't say anything about college credit hours. So you're not earning credit hours. Again, this is about exposure. This is similar to the engineering program, where you're getting exposure to courses. So professors, you're going to be engaged with professors who are going to be talking about biology, about chemistry, about physics, about mathematics, right? And how far along in mathematics you are expected to go when you undertake a biology major at Morehouse with the expectation of becoming a medical doctor. Because they're going to play the conversations you're going to have, they're going to prepare you for a graduation experience, which takes you through all of these different curricula that are necessary to prepare you for the MCATs. And beyond that, to make you a competitive MCAT completer, right? Because you've got to have all the other things. It's not just about passing MCATs. It is also about having the other things in place that make a person a really good applicant for medical school. So the person you want to contact is Miss Esther Bullock. Her email is there on the screen. The program is run by Mr. Ajit Samarasingh. And so he is always, for any student who comes to this program, whether you choose to pursue a medical profession or not, his office, the Office of Health Professions, will always be an advocate for you at the college. So it's something, again, to get in early, establish a relationship, have some exposure, understand the lay of the land, so that you can make a better informed decision about your pathway and your investment at Morehouse College.
So we want to talk a little bit about Powerhouse Incorporated. So let's talk about it. Powerhouse, I think, is a phenomenal program, and I'll tell you a little history behind it. There were 2 Morehouse alums and a Spelman alum that were computer science majors, and they wanted to do something to give something back to their community. One of those 2 alums were actually part of the gift that was given by Robert Smith to the college, and which paid off basically the student loan debt of an entire class. These 2 young men were part of the beneficiaries of that. They were computer science graduates of Morehouse. One of them even went on, I believe his name is Ernest Holmes, and he went on and he actually got a job at Google. They went, saw that they were there in Los Angeles. They wanted to give back. These 3 HBCU alums raised $3.3 million to actually get a scholarship dollars for these young people to be able to come into this program called Powerhouse, all devoted to increasing the number of African American and Latino and Native American students going into tech and computer science industries. From that 3.3 million, they ended up getting Spelman sisters and Morehouse brothers and brothers and sisters from Clark into computer science fields. They do an intensive summer program, they pay a stipend, and they gave students a scholarship. They did such a phenomenal job. UNCF came to them and said, how can we support what you're doing? And expanded the program to not only at Morehouse and Spelman and Clark, but to North Carolina A&T, FAMU, and several other HBCUs across the country. But the first, and it got its start here at Morehouse. And students on this call can actually go ahead, they can apply for this program. There's a scholarship affiliated with it. You get to do summer intensive programming, internship opportunities, visits to Google, Microsoft. They do it all. And you do it over the summer, staying at the AUC on the Morehouse campus. It is a phenomenal program. And what I love about it is that the people that started it are students just like the students that are trying to take advantage of it. Mm-hmm. So every day you get to see your mentor are the founders. The folks that established this are the living example of what you can do with an education at an HBCU like Morehouse College. What a phenomenal program. Right now, they're looking for students now. The application is live. Students need to take advantage of this wonderful opportunity called Roadhouse. I'm so proud of the folks that did it. So let's talk a little bit about who can participate. So first and foremost, we're talking about Morehouse, Clark Atlanta University, Spelman, North Carolina A&T, and Howard University. The program goes from July 8th to August the 2nd. Only 32 students can take advantage of this opportunity, and there's no fee, there's no cost. So all you got to do is contact Tanya Holmes, send an email to her. She'll send you something right back with the link to the application, and all you have to do is apply. And you could be one of the 32 at one of these 5 institutions taking advantage of a phenomenal program that will set you on path to be an exceptional student in computer science, in the field of computer science. So I just think it's a phenomenal program. And we've had several students in my experience that have taken advantage of it. And many of them, that scholarship was the difference between them enrolling, them being able to have no cost at all in terms of school, or reducing the amount of loans that they're having to take while at Morehouse College coming in as a first-year student. It is a phenomenal opportunity. And the thing I love about it the most is that you're able to be with like-minded students that look like you, many of them from the same background or maybe different backgrounds. But the one thing you guys have in common is your love for HBCUs and your desire to be a great professional in computer science. And I think this is one thing that a lot of people don't think about as much. The magic sauce of an HBCU is not just the exceptional education, the wonderful campus environment. I think the magic sauce is seeing people that look just like you, that have an incredible passion for what you want to do. And then more importantly, in engaging with people that look just like you, you're creating a network that's going to last for the rest of your life, of people that have a passion for what you have a passion for. And it stays with you for the rest of your life. So I think this is just a phenomenal opportunity. It's available now, July 8th to August 2nd. Please make sure to take advantage of contacting Tanya. Last year, the last time we found out about it, we told students about it on the admission side, and the application was already taken down because they had exceeded the number of applications they could process. Please don't be late and not take advantage of this opportunity. Contact Ms. Tanya now. Let her know that you heard about it through Tiger Talks. I don't know if that's going to be an incentive for them to look at your application sooner, but they'll definitely know that you're applying and that you're interested. So what a phenomenal program. Again, Code House. Make sure to get in touch with Kanya and take advantage of the opportunity to apply as soon as possible. Remember, only 32 spots.
Morehouse College House of Funk Dance Camp. So this is the first time this is being offered. And this is, if you know anything about HBCUs, right, the school spirit is exhibited through the marching band performances. Well, the marching band also has dancers. Some cases we call them cheerleaders, dancers. This this camp is actually dedicated to developing the next generation of dancers. And this is the focus on the dance element of cheering. There's a lot that's involved, so that a person doesn't just think this is all I got to do is do some cheers and I'm good. No, they're actually expecting some informed development. And so this is for Atlanta area teams. In the spirit of sisterhood and brotherhood, we have partnered with the HBCU Auxiliary and Dance Directors Association to bring dance teaching and instruction from the SWAC and the MEAC, the SWAC and the MEAC football conferences to our SIAC house, right? So this is again, it's a very important occasion. The teams will attend the camp, and they will receive a minimum of 3 full routines that they can use in their season. The camp is a hybrid camp, so some people will be living on campus, some people will be day campers. The limit on the day camp, I mean, the residential side is, I think it's about 60 students can live on campus. All the others will be expected to be day campers. Go ahead and go to the next slide, please. This is a 3-day camp. 3-day camp. The limit on participants is 150. The fee is it's 500. And then if you decide for the day campers, for those who decide to be residential, it goes up to 650. So that's something, so each group, as you see here, teams must register with a chaperone, and there can be no more than 22 students per group. So if you have an opportunity to do this, if you have a dancer in the house who's in the Atlanta area, who would like to do a summer camp with us, point of contact is Chad.Hughes. He's our director of bands, Dr. Hughes, at morehouse.edu. And he'll be happy to provide you with further information regarding the camp. If you didn't know it, before I close out, if you didn't know it, when you see the Morehouse House of Funk marching band, and you see the cheerleaders and the dancers, well, those are all Morehouse sponsored. Though they may be Spelman students or CAU students who are a part of the team, it's all Morehouse funding that covers those students. So this is the other reason why we are conducting this camp, because we're trying to improve the source of students who come to us, to make sure they're well prepared to be a dancer and the rigor that requires. Smash Morehouse. So Smash Morehouse is Smash is also a camp that is focused on the development of computer science careers. This is a free 1-year intensive computer science focused program that empowers students to deepen their talents and pursue computer science. The students are immersed in tuition-free studies in partnership with leading universities throughout the country for 1 summer. This program at Morehouse, as you just heard, costs the student nothing. So during the program, scholars build relationships with facilitators and computer science professionals that reflect their same demographics. What does that mean? It means that you're seeing people who look like you, do the thing that you want to do. And so only they can tell you what the pitfalls are and better prepare you to make sure that you will be successful as you attempt a computer science degree at Morehouse. Just like with the Thomas J. Blocker and the engineering, this is an attempt to allow you to have some experiences and ask questions. There are no credit hours attached to this program, but you will be better prepared to engage with your curriculum as a first-year student in computer science if you are a member of this program. So as a student goes through the program, scholars not only develop their skills and network, they also further develop their voice and build the confidence to become who they want to be. Next slide, please. Here are the requirements. You must be a high school student, and you must be a first-generation student. First generation means that you are the first in your family to go to college. Doesn't mean that if you have a sibling who's older than you and they've gone to college, it doesn't mean that you're not first generation. They're first generation as well. So if your parents did not go to college or didn't graduate from college, then you would be a first generation student. And if no one else above them, grandparents, graduated from college either, then you'd be a first generation student. This program runs from July 6th to July 26th. They're accepting 100 students. Your point of contact here is Mr. Tariq Drain. He's an exceptional individual. I believe they still have some seats left. So if you have any interest at all in the SMASH Morehouse program, please reach out to him today. Today. It does happen for some of these programs that someone will get accepted and then they will rescind their acceptance. So it's important to reach out, get on a waiting list, because sometimes they go through that waiting list and then they're able to add people and give them an opportunity. This is a great program. And then last, the early college program in art history and curatorial studies. This is a program that is in its fourth year. This is a joint program with Spelman, Morehouse, Clark Atlanta University, and the High Museum of Art. And this is dedicated to the development of students of color or students in underrepresented populations to become art librarians and curators. And so this program, it is a co-ed program, but it is designed to encourage rising juniors and seniors in high school to pursue an undergraduate study in art history and curatorial studies. It's a fully funded program, so it costs you nothing. It's 4 weeks. Students attend lectures, they complete projects, and participate in workshops and engage in discussions at Spelman College, member institutions of the Atlanta University Center, and the High Museum of Art. If you're in the Atlanta area and you are aware of the significance of the High Museum of Art, then you understand that this is not a program to take lightly. This is an incredible experience. All the students who've been in this program have gone on to complete their art history major or a curatorial studies minor, and then they have internships with the High Museum, not just with the High Museum of Art, but with other art museums throughout America. So it's a really wonderful program, and it's very beneficial to any student who is able to be in the program. Next slide. So the dates are June 21st to July 19th. Number of participants allowed, only 8. Only 8. So you want to reach out to Miss Rachel Brown at Spelman, and she will be all too happy to direct you to the application or answer any questions you may have about the program.
So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Now that was some phenomenal programs that we're offering here at Morehouse, but we're going to transition to our Q&A. So we'll start at the very top and try to get through as many as we can because we did get a couple of different questions. So first question here is, didn't this program, DDEP, provide credits in the past? Why has that changed? So Dr. Foster, why did we change in terms of the credit hours offered?
The DDEP program?
Yes.
I think they probably changed. I'm not, to be honest with you, I'm not exactly sure why, but I suspect because what they didn't want to have happen is they didn't want to have students coming into the program having this exposure, and if they fell short, to have these credit hours out there with low grades to start off as their foundation at Morehouse.
So the goal was really about exposure, getting their feet wet, not per se about the grades. So
That's right.
I can understand that completely. So next question, if I have been accepted to a business major, but also interested in engineering, would I be able to eligible for the summer DDEP program? So can a business major still do the DDEP program?
I think the answer is yes. And
All right.
Yes, is because we don't know what's going to happen as you matriculate at Morehouse. If you're interested in the DDEP program, I would suspect that you have a passion for engineering.
That's right.
So if it happens that that's your path, then that would be your path. I would not advocate that you would try and do a double major between business and the DDEP program. The DDEP program is going to be hard enough, so you don't want to complicate your time at Morehouse by trying to do a double major. I don't think that would not bode well.
So they could participate in that summer program as a test of whether or not they really have great interest. But the idea of doing both as a major may be very difficult. Yes. It may be next to impossible given the demands of both the majors. Exactly. Completely understand. Can an incoming freshman participate in the PFX program and MAP? Or can the programs overlap? So could you do PFX and do MAP, or do you have to choose between the two?
You need to choose between the two.
Got it. So next question is, the summer enrichment being discussed now, does financial aid cover the cost if possible? Is there a payment plan? Yeah, go ahead, Dr. Foster. I'm sorry.
Repeat the question once more.
So the question was, with all these summer enrichment programs, everything that we outlined during the session, does financial aid cover the cost if possible? Or can a student or family do a payment plan? Or are there grants to cover some of these programs?
There are no grants to cover the programs. And I think because we're talking about the fee, the MAP is the one that has the largest fee.
Correct.
So if the student is Pell eligible, you can utilize the Pell that was available for the previous academic year. So if you submit your 2023 FAFSA and your 2024 FAFSA, because you need that one to get into Morehouse. But if you the 2023 FAFSA, then that would then make available the Pell funds, which could be applied to
covering that
cost for the MAP program.
Yes, because you're taking a summer course, you can use the previous year FAFSA because you didn't have it because you were in high school. So you can apply for that FAFSA year and then you apply that. Now we know some of the issues going on with the FAFSA now, but technically in traditional situation, a parent or a student could utilize that. We're not as sure about the payment plan. That's something that you'd have to contact our student accounts office on to see if a payment plan could be utilized for summer programming. Not to say no, but it's something that our student accounts office would have to answer. I don't think we'd readily be able to answer that question. So the next question was, is SMASH Academy program open to international students?
SMASH Academy program open to international students.
Mm-hmm.
If you are an international student, there's some complications with that. So I'm going to probably say no, because I think in order for you to get your visa, you've got to be coming for full-time enrollment. And so
SMASH would be
that
considered
would not be
part-time.
part of it.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the next question is, my son will be entering. This is a great question. My son's going to be entering with the AA degree. So he will have most of the foundational courses already completed, including Calculus 1. Sounds like my type of student, right? It sounds like a Morehouse student right there. So my question is, if the foundational courses are already completed, what other courses will be available to him to be considered for some of these summer enrichment programs? So in other words, are there other courses that a student can take in lieu of some of the courses that we traditionally would have them foundationally take if they've already taken those courses? I think, for instance, in the MAP program, that's something that I think Professor Ilya Davis would be able to discuss, because I think we've had some students try to do the MAP program that had foundational classes, and they were able to work around it and find some other courses for those students to take so that it was advantageous and worth their while. So I think that the MAP program may be a great opportunity to have that discussion in. The other programs, I think, since they're exploratory courses programs, you may not really need to take general classes. It may just be about exposure, internships, mentoring, and getting exposed to some of the people in the fields that you have interest in, more so than courses that you're trying to take. So if you look at some of the different programs, some of them that are just experiential may be perfect for your son, because this is about exposure and mentoring and getting exposure to the field. And then I think the MAP program has the most flexibility, I think, in my opinion. And Dr. Foster, forgive me, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think the MAP program has a little bit more flexibility because they might possibly have access to some other courses outside of the general ed courses through Dr. Davis.
That's right. And I'll also say, I think that, I think it would be unwise to assume that the completion of an AA degree would meet all of the expectations of our general education requirements. Pardon me, I have to swallow. I'm having sinus issues at the moment, so sorry about that. But I think the other part about this is what's important about if you have dual degree credit hours, or if you've completed an AA degree someplace, those transcripts need to be sent to us immediately, so we can begin the process of assessing the transcripts. So
all right, great. So the next question is, good evening. As someone looking to return back to college after being out 7 years removed from high school, are there some summer programs that I could take advantage of as someone that's a non-traditional student?
Someone 7 years removed from high school. It would so it depends. If you're going to be, is this person, are you coming back to be a part of the traditional Morehouse, or are you looking to be involved in Morehouse online?
I don't know. This was something that was just posted. So what I would say, I guess I would try to answer the question in saying it depends on where you are at, what kind of student you're coming in as. That would kind of determine what opportunities you could take advantage of. What I would do personally is, with the information that you've been given, just reach out to the individual that's leading the program to ask that question. They would be the subject matter expert to be able to say whether or not you'd be a fit or not. So that's how I would try to answer, because get in touch with the leader of that program to see if you may be a good fit. So the next question we have, just for the sake of time, we want to make sure to answer all these questions that were posted. If accepted off the wait list to Morehouse, would I have the opportunity to participate in these programs? I would think so. It depends on when we open up the wait list. So should we open up the wait list earlier on, and these programs are still looking for students, and you've been offered admission, yes, you can take advantage of these opportunities. It all depends on if you're accepted off the wait list and the timing of that. Now, again, the wait list is an ever-moving thing in the admissions process, but as soon as you're made aware and you've been officially admitted, and any of these programs are still seeking candidates, you can apply into those programs. Are the dates posted for the PFX plus C correct? It said July 8th to July 9th. Are those dates correct? Is it just those 2 days or is it longer?
It is longer. Hang on one second. I want to double check those dates. The dates are July 8th through August 9th.
Okay, so July 8th
Those are
through
typos.
August 9th. So that was, it looked to be a typo. So great. Thank you, Dr. Foster, answering that. I think this is the last question, Dr. Foster. I think they're about to get us off the hook here. All right, here we go. So the last question, can incoming students who have not accepted into the DDEP program still apply for the program? So if you weren't accepted into the DDE program, are you able to still apply into participating into the DDE program?
So you're asking if you weren't accepted into Morehouse as a part of the DDEP program, the official program, can you be?
Well, I think they're a bit confused in that when you do the DDE program, you've already been admitted to Morehouse. And so you're saying, I want to go on this DDEP track. The summer program is completely separate from that. That's just you saying, I'd like to get exposure, I have interest, and then you apply into that program. So hopefully that explains that piece. The summer program is open to anybody having interest in that particular field. What the goal of the program is to really solidify after doing the summer program, if you really feel as though you want to do this and pursue the program fully. And now we've identified you through the summer program, and now you've connected with the program and all the resources and the faculty that will be there to support you. So I think the answer to that question is that the DDEP program is something you select yourself into, you self-select to participate in it and pursue that degree, but you don't apply into it in advance. It's something that's offered, and then you choose to go that track when you're pursuing and identifying your degree program of choice.
That's correct.
So this was a wonderful conversation, great questions, phenomenal questions. Dr. Foster, again, as usual, phenomenal job and letting folks know about the tremendous opportunities for summer programs.
Well, thank you, Des. This has been great.
Oh, no problem.
Good job of letting people
and
know
then we have one more announcement, Dr. Foster, we want to give to our audience today. If you are a newly admitted student and you want to get that final opportunity to come visit Morehouse before you make your final decision, we want to personally invite you to our admitted student weekend. Our admitted student weekend's happening April 18th to April 20th. You're going to get a chance to meet faculty like Dr. Foster. You're going to get a chance to visit, to tour campus, visit the historic King Chapel, walk through and see the campus green and Century campus. You're going to get a chance to interact with our faculty and staff and our students. You're going to see the folks in the Greek organizations. You're going to get a chance to get involved and see all the student organizations that you can get a part of at Morehouse. You're going to get a first chance look to interact with all the hundreds of other Black males that are making that coveted decision to decide on whether or not they want to be a future Morehouse man. So if you have not made that decision yet, if you have not gotten a chance to come to campus yet, and you and your family are trying to make that final decision, you do not want to miss Morehouse College's admitted student weekend. And you should have gotten an email about it. But for whatever reason, if you didn't get an email, call the admissions office so you can get that link, or triple check your email to make sure that you got the link to register. I believe tomorrow may be our last day before we close registration. You do not want to be that person that missed that registration deadline. So again, we welcome you with open arms to the house to make sure to make your final decision by coming to our admitted student weekend for all admitted students. Last but not least, I want to give our guest of honor, Dr. Mel Foster, the opportunity to share some final words with our audience before we let you go. Dr. Foster, the floor is yours.
So I would just like to say, one, thank you for the opportunity to share tonight about the summer programs. I think that these are wonderful opportunities, as we said before, for you to get us a taste of Morehouse before you become a fully enrolled student. But it also is a way for Morehouse to give back. And so you see in all of our efforts, we're trying to address national shortages in much needed careers. If you know anything about the labor market, in all the areas, whether it's healthcare and medicine, if it's in computers, whether it's computer science or software engineering. There is a great shortfall in people who are actually qualified to do those careers. We are attempting to increase the number of people of color who are prepared to engage those careers and earn lucrative salaries. And then the other is about having a step up, to be ahead of the game here at Morehouse. We understand that the curriculum is rigorous. We don't use the term lightly. We faculty are known for being able to identify that student who needs that, they need to have the pressure on in order to be transformed from what we call a diamond in the rough to a bright, sparkling diamond. I've been here for 28 years. I know how it works. I know that our process produces what we say it produces. It produces Morehouse men. A Morehouse man is not merely, you don't just add water and poof, there he is. No, he needs to be challenged in the right kinds of ways, in the right areas. We know how to do that. Send your son to us. You will like what the end product is. The world will like it because we need them.
Thank you, Dr. Foster, and thank you to our audience for joining this evening for our version of our Tuesday Tiger Talks hosted by the admissions office at Morehouse College. We're so excited that you join us, and thank you for tuning in for this evening. I do think that we plan on doing a few more Tiger Talks, and I hope that when you see that email, you say, I got to get back onto our Tuesday session so I can learn a little bit more about the Morehouse College. So good evening. Thank you for joining, and have a blessed evening. And thank you for joining us, everybody. Thanks again, Dr. Foster. Appreciate you, my friend.
Oh, you're welcome.